I really wanted to tell a story that was influenced by the situation we've all been in for the last few months, but that wasn't specifically about coronavirus, and to tell it from the perspective of a child. The show is for sort of 7 to 10-year-olds, and the idea is it fills the gap that will be sadly left by the lack of Christmas shows and pantos this year.
We will be on a journey of discovery, and the sounds I'll be using will play with the fairy tale, will be slightly eerie, will sometimes be quite majestic and cinematic, and other times be incredibly, hopefully incredibly intimate.
It's almost like an adventure story in a way, but it's an adventure story that happens in this flat that Sammy and their dad aren't leaving. And that in itself is, of course, very of this moment. And there are so many children's stories that play with that, the idea of going through the wardrobe or through the looking glass of things that actually, in those versions you end up in another world, but they're also sort of starting from this very domestic setting, and they start from children being cooped up on a rainy day or whatever, not able to go out, and then something magical and adventurous happens. What we're interested in is creating a piece of theatre that was always intended to be filmed, that was always intended for this format.
The success of it will be that you won't question the fact that somebody started to beatbox or whatever, or, on a flower pot, started to play out a rhythm, or started to move in a strange way to kind of convey something. But ultimately, it's a hybrid because of the nature of our circumstance.
Nothing is stranger in some ways than the sound that trained opera singers make. It's brilliant, but it's also very strange. When you see children experience that sound for the first time, they're often like completely, like they don't know what is happening. That's as weird as, tapping out a rhythm on a wall or moving in a really remarkable way. We love it to be something that people experience together. So even though it's not live in the sense of you're sitting in a theatre with 100 other people having that experience at the same time, you can hopefully have it at the same time as a group of people in your living room, or also in schools. Ideally, maybe the younger audience who it's aimed at, because 7 to 10-year-olds find it really fun and mischievous, and the adults are really moved by it and are kind of trying to hide the fact that they're really moved while their little ones kind of laughing their heads off. So we really appreciate support at this time, and I think the thing that this enables us to do is employ some brilliant artists, brilliant performers, a brilliant composer, and also hopefully find a new way of communicating something that is live and not live, that is opera and not opera, that is theatre and also film, and also neither of those two things, which is unique and exciting and of the moment. And I think it's really deserving of support.